Assalamualaikum, peace be upon you. So I've been asked to share what I use for cleaning products, and that question was asked just at the right time because alhamdulillah, recently within the past few months I've switched from using normal store-bought cleaning products to making my own, which means that they're more natural and they don't have the crazy weird chemicals in them. And so, oh, another great thing about making your own is that they don't come in like plastic, basically. The only thing that comes in plastic really is the vinegar, and I had this before. I was trying to be a little bit more careful with buying things in plastic. I also had this soap already, but there are vinegar bottles made in glass and stuff like that, so that helps a little bit. But anyways, for my bathroom cleaning and for like my regular kitchen cleaning, like for the sink and stuff like that, I use pretty much the same thing. I only make two different mixtures. One is for things like glass or a mirror, because if you use the baking soda mixture on the mirror, it'll leave like streak marks and stuff like that, which is really gross. The same thing happens if you use that on the floor. So I make a different mixture without baking soda that is nice to use on mirrors and things like that. So let's start off with the mirror one. So this is basically like a glass cleaner, actually. So I'm just going to use this bottle here. It's just a glass bottle with some water in it. I filled it about 3/4 the way with water. And then I'm going to use this vinegar. This is just distilled white vinegar. I guess that this is probably the best type of vinegar to use, just because like you don't want to use balsamic vinegar or something like that because of the color and things. So you'll just take some vinegar, and you basically want to have the majority to be water, and then a very small amount, like 1/4 of the container that you're using, to be vinegar, because the smell will be very strong and you just don't really need that much. So I'm gonna fill the rest of the bottle with vinegar. Hopefully you can see. So now it's filled. Again, I had water up to like right here, and I put vinegar until right there. And then what I'm going to do is take this soap. This is pure Castile soap, and it has some lavender in it already, so I don't really need to put any type of scent in it. The great thing about this is that you can, I didn't know this before, but there are some co-ops and some stores that have like big jugs of it, so you could just bring your own glass container and refill it that way. I mean, it's a little bit more expensive, but I guess it helps, especially if you're only going to use it for a few things such as your cleaning products. But since you're going to be using this on glass, you only need to put just like a little drop, like one or two drops. See, that came out really quick. But yeah, there's 1 or 2 drops in there now of the Castile soap. I guess you could use any soap. I just like this soap a lot because you're able to get more of it in a bulk version. But yeah, you can, if you have soap that you're using that is like unscented or something like that, you can definitely use just like a drop or two of essential oils. But I don't think I'll be using that in this today, just because there's already lavender in that. So what I use for the spray is just this little spray bottle here. This actually belongs to my mom and dad, but I'll just uncover it. And then let's see how well I can pour this in here. Normally I would shake this up before I pour it in there, but I don't know where the lid to this is, so I'll just pour it in here. And we'll cover it up, and we'll mix it up. And I mean, you can kind of smell the vinegar smell from it, but it's not that big of a deal. It kind of makes your bathroom smell a little bit fresh anyways, and I'll show you how I use it at the end of this video. But that's basically the glass cleaner. I also will use it like in the bathtub on like the metal part, I don't know, the faucet part, I guess, or even on my kitchen sink where the faucet is, just because it gives it a little bit more of a shine instead of using the baking soda, because again, the baking soda will leave like streak marks on it. So that's the like window wash, metal wash, things like that. There's that. Now let's go on to making the scrub. So I just have an empty jar here again and a cool little Thai spoon. What I'm going to use is baking soda. This is my bathroom baking soda. I don't know why it makes me feel a little bit weird, but I buy a box of baking soda for my bathroom and then another box for like my baking and stuff like that. But this is my bathroom baking soda. Baking soda is super cheap. I think that this box here, it's about a pound, 16 ounces. Cost me like 68 cents or something. I think it was on sale, but anyways, they're usually under $1. But all it says is pure baking soda on it. And then what I'm gonna do is pour it. I mean, the majority of this mix is going to be baking soda, so however much you want, you put of baking soda into the jar. Goodness, it's getting all over the place. I should probably just cut off the top. But anyways, we have a little bit in there. Next, what I'm going to do is take some of the soap again. This time you want to use more of the soap than you did in the window wash, just because you're going to be cleaning more with the scrub. And it helps to have soap, because before I was just using baking soda, but the soap kind of helps to cut any grease or stuff like that, and it just gives it a better shine. So we're gonna put quite a few drops of that in there. Probably, depending on how much baking soda, see, I only put like a little bit. I put like maybe 3 tablespoons of baking soda this time, and then I would say about like a teaspoon of the soap. But it's kind of where you can like eyeball it and just put as much as you think, really. It's not really that important. Now, even though that the soap already has lavender, in the scrub I like to add more essential oils in it because it just gives it a much better smell, and the smell kind of hangs around for longer. So what I'm going to use now is lavender. This is just 100% pure lavender. And you can find this at many stores. Actually, our normal food store just started carrying it, but co-ops and natural food stores usually always have them. There's also some like herbal pharmacies that you can find them, and definitely they'll be online. But I use this for a lot of stuff. I even use this to sprinkle on our carpeting before I vacuum, just so that the carpet smells good, instead of using like those powdered like Febreze stuff or the spray, the Febreze spray. So I'm going to add probably 5 drops of the lavender. It smells so good, and I don't mind having a lot of it in there. Another thing that you could use is something like this. This is called Citronella Java. Citronella oil is really good for putting on like your clothes or something like that during the summertime when you're trying to stay away from, or when you're trying to have mosquitoes stay away from you. When we went to Thailand, that was definitely a helpful thing to have taken with us. Alhamdulillah, my dad bought it for me and told me to use that. But I also right now like to use it for cleaning supplies too, because it gives it like a really nice fresh citrusy smell. I don't use it, however, when I make a mix for my parents' house, because my mom doesn't really like the citrus smell. So it's really up to you. You can kind of just go to a store that you know carries that and smell the different smells, and whatever you like you can use. There's no problem with that. You could probably even use like a peppermint just to give it a fresh scent. And if you don't want to use anything, that's fine too. I just really like when I clean and I can smell like a fresh smell coming from there. But another good option is to use orange. or tangerine, they have those types of oils. But we're just gonna mix this bit. All you're gonna do really is just sprinkle it on the surface and then scrub away. So it doesn't matter what the texture looks like. It doesn't really matter the amount, the amounts that you put of baking soda or soap, things like that. It's fine. It's not a big deal. But that's what it looks like. Hopefully you can see it. And now I'll take you with me to my bathroom and I'll just show you how I use this so that you kind of have an idea and you can see how easy it is to use. Also, let me just mention the reason, one of the biggest reasons why I started making this myself is because we don't really know what chemicals are inside of the normal standard cleaning solutions and stuff like that. There are even some cleaning brands that say like all natural and stuff like that, but there are many different types of chemicals that are used in them and we don't really know what they are. We don't know what they're doing to our bodies. If you have sensitive skin, they could really irritate that. Also for me, probably the biggest thing that bothers me when it comes to chemicals is the smell. Like whenever I'd clean my bathroom, I'd have to have the windows open, I would have to have the fan on, otherwise I would get a really bad headache. And so I've been really happy and thankful for finding these mixtures because that has helped me out a lot. Also, it kind of worries me when we smell chemicals, we don't know what that is doing to our brain. Like it goes, like when we smell it, it basically goes directly to our brain, and that can kill off cells. That can be doing so many different weird stuff. Like we just don't know what's in it. I don't know. It just really bothers me to not know what is in the things that I am using, like the products that I'm using or the food that I'm eating, for example. So I love being able to know what I'm putting into these solutions, and I just feel a lot more better. I found myself to the point right now where when I'm at the store, I have to like hold my breath as I walk past the chemical aisle. Even like the laundry detergent aisle, it's just, I don't know, it's really, it's like a strong smell and it just gives me a headache. Like today we were at the grocery store and when we were passing through the aisle, I was like, oh my God, I have a headache right here on my forehead. And my husband was kind of like, oh, I know, my leg is actually starting to hurt too. So it's probably somewhat being a little bit paranoid, but at the same time, it just probably, most likely, absolutely isn't healthy for us. So I really do prefer using these mixtures. We're also going to be making, actually, we bought a few things today to try to make our own laundry detergent and also dishwashing detergent. So if you're interested in seeing our recipes for those, please let me know, and inshallah I can make a video on those as well. But let's head over to the bathroom. Assalamualaikum. So this is my bathroom. This is kind of weird filming, and hopefully I can hold this still. But basically, this is the mirror that I clean when I'm cleaning the bathroom. We also have this little one over here, but that we don't really use that one, so it barely gets dirty. You can't really see much dirt on it right now because I cleaned it this weekend already. It works just right. So let's switch over. So here is our sink. Again, I cleaned this weekend, so it doesn't seem too dirty. I'm sorry about that. Well, I mean, you probably don't want to see it dirty anyways, but I am able to say that it does clean, actually, because you can kind of see that it's pretty clean. But anyways, I will just take a spoonful of this mixture that we made. And what you're going to do is just sprinkle it all over the place on any part that needs to be cleaned, even like over here. I even usually will put it over here. Now this mixture that I made had a little bit of extra soap in it, and that kind of made it a little bit clumpy, as you can see. But when you have more baking soda rather than soap, it's a little bit easier to kind of sprinkle around. But you can use anything that you want to do the scrubbing. Right now I'm just going to use this washcloth again, the same washcloth that I used to wipe the mirror. But I also normally will use like an old toothbrush or even an old kitchen scrubby. I use those, just like anything old that will scrub. Same with the toilet. I use like just a toilet scrubby that I've had. And that works just fine. I also like, just to make sure that you're aware of this, I also use a scrub to clean the toilet and the bathtub. All you do is just sprinkle it around the same way and it works just fine. Now, when it comes to the faucet, I will sprinkle some of this on there, and then, see, it's not really sticking this time because I put extra soap in it, but I will normally sprinkle it on there, and then I'll take the window spray and just spray it around. You can even spray extra of the window spray in the sink if you'd like to. That's fine too. And normally when I'm cleaning, I'll move all of our different things that we have going on around the sink. But since I already cleaned the bathroom and I'm just showing you guys, I will leave it the way it is. But yeah, I usually will use an old toothbrush, but right now I'm going to use the towel. So all you do is just scrub around. One of my favorite things is to see how well it cleans. So usually when my bathroom is pretty dirty, it's fun to be able to see the mixture that I made myself, be able to clean any type of dirt that's in our bathroom. So yeah, I just scrub around a little bit. With small places like the edges on the faucet and stuff like that is where I normally would use a toothbrush, just because that works really well. And yeah, that's basically it. After that, I'll just use the water and rinse it all away. And that's it. Those are my solutions. That's how I use them, and it just works really well for me, alhamdulillah. I enjoy using them and I enjoy making them because I know what they're made out of. But if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below in the comment section. And other than that, don't forget to like and subscribe. Assalamu alaikum.